Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Riverview, where it is the start of a new morning and I'm doing some lovely manure spreading. If you're wondering why I'm kind of smirking and laughing to myself, it's because I actually started recording this episode about 3-4 minutes ago, and I did the whole hello introduction thing, and then immediately after doing that I just stopped talking. And I was just sat here, just in my own little world. And I didn't realise, because, of course, I was hearing voices in my head. I was hearing the voices in my head, and just assumed that that voice was coming out of my mouth. And, yeah, it wasn't. So, yeah, that's quite bad. So I've just had to just sit here for a few seconds, regain my train of thought, and actually start the intro again. You didn't miss much. I've just basically done the headland of this field because the ploughing and stone collecting is complete. We're going to chuck manure on the field now, and then going to come round, chuck lime on top of this. Then we're going to bust out the seeder, get some canola put on this field ready for next year. And all should be good with the world at that point. I think this field is mostly fertilised, fully fertilised. The one which had the oilseed radish on. So there's a good chance I'm not actually going to gain anything by fertilising this. It's this field more than any of them that needs doing. Because this one I didn't get the chance to do the oilseed radish on. Because what I wanted to do after doing the sunflowers was just get straight in. Because again, we are losing time. Clock is ticking each and every single minute of the day. We need to get this done. Like I say, after we've done the canola, we're going to have to do the rolling this month. We're going to have to get that rolled. So, it's not a... it's one of the things where we can't really afford to do too much, and like I say, we need to get the crops in it. We're not going to be able to do anything in December. So obviously the field with the canola already on it, over on field 17, that's not going to get anything done after harvesting. And the sunflowers over the road there, they're kind of pushing it as well. If you're thinking about their ability for us to do anything with that field after we've harvested all the sunflowers off of that, then yeah, we're kind of pushing things a little bit on this map. But I'm pleased that we're kind of planting and harvesting in the sort of correct times of year now. Now I'm basically kind of faux simulating seasons without actually having seasons turned on. It just does tend to make life a little bit easier when you're not trying to do harvesting in December and January, where you're constantly getting chucked off the field with snow and stuff. And that was one of the things actually that has appeared in this week's latest update to the course plane mod. They've now added a feature in the global settings where you can toggle whether or not your harvesters will stop whilst it's raining, snowing. Previously, if you use course plane, they didn't. They would carry on harvesting in the bad weather and screw up your harvests and your yields quite badly. because of the fact that they kept going, even though the giant AI workers will stop when it rains. Well, Courseplay have now added that option. You can toggle that on and know that your workers will stop if you're not terribly fussed about the yield and everything and getting every last drop off your fields. You can turn the option off and let the Courseplay workers carry on harvesting in the rain. It's entirely up to you, people. However you want to do things, it's your choice at the end of the day. Bum 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 bum. We need to get this done. I should have stopped. I tried to lift. I don't know why there. I pressed the button to lift rather than turn off the manure spreader whilst I turn around. I must be getting tired. Been a long day today. Here on this lovely Thursday afternoon. Been a long day. I had a quite a late night last night. Because I was streaming till quite late. Over on Kit. Playing some PC Building Simulator 2. Which was a new game for me that I hadn't played before. I mean, I played the beta last year when the beta was available. But I never bought the full game at the time because I was a bit unsure about whether or not I wanted to support Epic and buy a game on Epic because you know, Epic are scumbags and I don't like the whole exclusivity thing that they do where, you know, they've bought certain developers and certain publishers and basically all the games now are exclusive on Epic, which means you can't play them on your preferred store or place. So yeah, I did quite a late stream, and then I got off the stream I think about 11:30 last night. Was about to go to bed, and I just thought I'll just have a look on the Tinternet, see what's on the telly tonight. You know, see if anything exciting has happened on TV. And of course, we had the new episode of Mandalorian, to episode 3 of series 3. So I had to watch that, and then there was the first episode of a new series called Gotham Knights. Which focuses on a world in which Bruce Wayne, Batman, has just died or been killed, and his orphan son is like trying to figure out who done it, basically, whilst people are trying to frame him and some other young people for the actual murder. So that was an interesting program to watch, a bit weird, I have to say. Definitely no connection to the PC game Gotham Knights that came out last year from Warner Brothers. But yeah, it's strange, very strange thing. And then after that, just as I thought, okay, now it's safe for me to go to bed, there was the first episode of season 3 of Superman and Lois to watch as well. So I was like, am I going to get to bed tonight? And the answer to that question was yes, but after 3 AM. And then my friend woke me up with some text messages this morning. She did. Wake up! I'm awake! I'm just going to reverse this back in here. I'm going to refill. Looks like my eggs are doing okay though. Because like I say, I got they're currently set to sell at the minute, whilst my other production buildings are full to capacity. I'm also pleased I didn't completely empty the chicken pen. The cow pen, should I say, of manure. Do have a lot of slurry though. That is a bit of another worry. What I need now is my little lime spreadering machine. I'm probably going to grab you. I know you're a bit overkill for lime spreading, but the other machine's already hooked up to the seeder. I don't really fancy disconnecting that. But yeah, today's recordings have been going well so far. I haven't had any technical difficulties. I'd say the new lights are working quite nicely. Tell you what this is going to do. This is going to muck me up in it. Because I'm going to have to keep going and refilling this with lime, because this is going to run out very, very quickly. But yeah, we're soon. The weekend is nearly upon us, and of course it's going to be Mother's Day this weekend for everyone who lives in the UK. Obviously, I think Americans tend to celebrate. My American viewers, you probably tend to celebrate Mother's Day a lot later in the year, don't you? Ours is like late winter. Right at the end of winter, we celebrate Mother's Day. So typically middle of March for us. Because obviously we move into spring, the final weekend of March. That's when our daylight saving times start, and we put the clocks forward an hour. So right now all the Americans have gained on us. In their whatever region of America you live in, you've closed the gap to an hour. But we will restore our normal lead. On the last Sunday of the month, when we chuck the clocks forward an hour. Of course, that means we lose an hour's sleep, everybody. They rob us of an hour in bed. Can you believe that? Something I've always thought we should do, especially with the way the global climate is these days, and the way things have been the last, you know, several years. I think what they should do here in the UK is when they put the clocks forward in, you know, a month or 2 or 3, in a month, in a couple of weeks, they should actually move it forward 2 hours. And then they can still move it back an hour in the winter, but will effectively gain an extra hour all year. And why I say that is because a lot of the time now here in the UK, in the summer, at sort of 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, it's really, really light outside. And that's daylight that's been completely and utterly wasted. That serves no purpose. And then when you actually get into the day, when you actually get up at your normal time and start going about your daily business, by about sort of 11, 12 o'clock time here in the UK, if we have a UK summer, okay, it gets absolutely scorchingly hot, mind-meltingly hot, okay? And you have to work in that all freaking day long, all afternoon into the early evening. You have to put up the scorching, mind-melting heat. And by my theory, or my tactic, that if we put the clocks forward 2 hours, you would find that when we actually get into the summer, it will stay cooler because you won't get the absolute peak heat of the day till later in the afternoon. And also what will happen is when you go home from work in the evening, when you finish your work or school or college or university or whatever it is you do in the evenings, you will have light then till much later in the evening. To 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you will have lovely light. So you can have all your barbecues, you can be outside, you can do your sports and your activities and all that kind of stuff. And I think it would be so much better. We waste too much, I think, daylight in the summer. Oh, I'm getting my lag stutter thing. That's only the second time this has happened today. The first time it happened was before I actually started recording, I think, the first video. I should turn that off. It's not going to turn off, is it? Now it's turned off. So is my controller now. I say, I was hoping the update might have helped with that issue, because I don't know what causes it. I really just have no idea what causes that. And I know I've been saying that now for many, many episodes, and so far nobody's bothered to come and help me, offer me any support or suggestions as to what could be the issue, what could be the fault. But there we go. Another lovely fact sheet coming out. Just had the email from the Giants community team telling me about the Göweil pack for FS22. There's obviously another fact sheet dropping tomorrow as I record this. And obviously the DLC comes out on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. But you'll all have exciting new content to play with on Tuesday. That'll be nice, won't it? It's some good new stuff. I wasn't sure if I was going to actually bother like lime spreading the whole field, but I think for the sake of arguing, I might as well do the whole field. And then it's done, isn't it? It's done. The whole field will be exactly the same, because knowing my luck, we'll plant a new crop on the field, we'll harvest it next year, and then half the field will want blooming lime spreading. So at least this way it resets the whole field back to the same level. And everybody's happy then. Yeah, all good stuff. I'm just going to run out of lime there. So back to the refill. Let's look at this way, actually. Thinking about it. And yeah, that'll be good, won't it? You can just get the camera then. I was trying to press a button on my Stream Deck just to lower the temperature of my new key lights that I got today and set up today. So hopefully, in all these videos that I've recorded today, I'm looking very nicely illuminated and a bit more, the lighting's a lot more consistent throughout all the videos. I don't suddenly randomly start going dark. You know, it's disappearing into darkness, which is what normally happens, because obviously this time of day it starts to get a bit dark outside still. Because we haven't put the clocks forward yet. And whatever. And I often forget then that I have to switch on the artificial big light, the big room light, to And then normally what happens is, because I switch the big room light on, I kind of get backlit. And then that kind of makes me a little bit dark and shadowy anyway, because I'm being lit from behind, above and behind, rather than from the front. So hopefully that's all sorted out now with these two new lights that I've got today. And like I say, the fact that they come on with the computer means that I won't forget to be able to turn them on. I won't have to worry about turning them on because they'll come on with the PC. And again, I won't forget to turn them off because they will switch off with the PC. Or I can switch them off by using the stream button on the Stream Deck that I've got set up on my little Stream Deck, where I'm kind of managing my lights. They were a bit of a pain, I have to admit. They weren't the most simple things to install and set up. I mean, physically taking them out the box, screwing all the bits together, putting the stand on the base, putting the lighting panel itself onto the stand, adjusting the stands to the correct height that I need so that the lights shine over the top of my monitor. That was all relatively straightforward and simple. But actually trying to get the bloody lights to connect, because unfortunately they connect via Wi-Fi. There's no cables running from the lights to the PC. It's all done via Wi-Fi and wireless. And unfortunately, they were an absolute bugger to install and get connected. Because you have to put them on a wireless 2.4 network. They don't connect on a 5G network. So you have to put them on a standard 2.4 gigahertz network. That was a problem for me anyway, because my PC is not wireless. Or I don't run it wireless. I have it obviously connected via Ethernet for the best download and upload speeds direct from my router. So I had to unplug the Ethernet cable, turn on the Wi-Fi, the PC's inbuilt Wi-Fi, the motherboard Wi-Fi, and connect to my 2.4 gig network. I mean, that was okay. That was easy. But then, strangely, every time I went into the app thing, the Elgato Control Center thing, to connect my lights, the Elgato Control Center thing would say, hey, we found new devices. And it would show me one of the lights. And the idea is you click on it, and then you click connect, and it joins that light onto your network. But for some weird reason that I could not work out, every time I hit the connect button, it would instantly disconnect my PC from the wireless network. And then, of course, nothing will connect. Because if the PC's not connected to the network, how is it able to tell the network that it wants you to add a new device to it? And I was having real issues trying to get these bloody things to connect. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I still don't fully understand in the end how they actually did connect and are working now. Because they never, the actual installation process to install the lights never ever completed. I never got it to complete once for either of the two lights. It always kept faulting out, it kept breaking my Wi-Fi connection on the PC. Yet, suddenly, somehow, here we are. Two lights working. Both of them synchronized, so that they're both at the same brightness, both at the same color temperature. Between a cool blue and a bright sort of orange, sun orange, and then obviously somewhere in the middle you tried to find obviously white. A nice white light, which is what I prefer. And yeah, they're synchronized, and like I say, I can control them via the Steam Deck, but I honestly don't know how they connected. after they connected, I was able to update the lights. I was able to update the firmware on both lights, so they're running the latest firmware. Whether that makes them any better for connecting and wirelessing and stuff, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Because one of the things I did notice when I was doing my when I was having a look at these, because I was originally going to buy these lights a couple of weeks ago, these two new lights, because they were on Amazon at the time for £180 for the pair. You got for the twin set, and I think it was something like £139 to buy one light on its own. So it was like, oh, you're better off buying the pair then for 180, because you're basically buying one light for 140 and getting one for 40 quid. You know, saving £100 on the twin kit. And I put it in me basket, in my shopping cart, and I was like, I'll just have a think about it tonight, because I bought my webcam, and I was like, is that going to be, am I going to be spending too much money in one go if I buy the lights and the webcam in the same week? Is that going to be just, you know, going a bit OTT? So I thought I'll leave it in the basket, I'll have a sleep on it, I'll see how I feel in the morning. Woke up the next morning, went onto the shopping basket, the price had gone back up to 250 quid. On Amazon. This was, and I was like, no, not buying them at that price, screw it. So I took them out the I moved them out the basket, saved for later, and then I just kind of just kept looking, just kept having, anytime I went on Amazon in the last couple of weeks, I just kept having a bit of a look, just check what the price was. And then on Tuesday when I was on the website, they'd come down in price again. They were £189 again. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy them at that price. So I checked out, obviously prime delivery, they came yesterday afternoon, and I've set them up this morning, and yeah, we're all good. They're all working, and I'm happy with them. But on the reviews that I did read that some people did say that the lights did have a bit of an issue, in that when you turn them off, sometimes they will then disconnect from the Wi-Fi, which means you can't turn them back on again. Without like having to completely reset them and then go through the connection process again, connecting them back to the Wi-Fi. But I'm hoping that's because those people that had that issue were using versions on an old firmware, and hopefully Elgato have done an update for the lights that makes them not have that problem where they lose the Wi-Fi when you turn them off. They lose the Wi-Fi, and so you can't actually turn them back on. Because as I say, there is no switches. There's one switch on the bottom, an on and an off switch. When they're in transit. And like I say, then there's a reset button on the back for wiping out the Wi-Fi settings. But until you've actually got them like connected to what on your Wi-Fi, and you go into the control center app and then like turn the lights on, they're just kind of like they're just in like a receiving mode. They're just sat there waiting for the signal. All the controls are done on the PC or on a smart device. You can download an app for your phones or your tablets. Elgato provide one which allows you to control the brightness and stuff. That way, if you don't want to use your PC to control the lights and stuff. I need to actually download that app. I need to go and have a look at that, actually. When I get a few minutes. Because I've not done it yet on my phone. It'd probably be easy to have it on my phone. Just in case, like, at night, if for some reason I need to turn the light on at night when the computer's off. So I can find something in the room or something, I can do it. And I'm not having to hunt around the room with a torch. But yeah, we're getting the canola put in on this field. It's a soggy day. Sorry, Delores, it's a soggy, soggy day at this point. I'm going to take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Like I say, hopefully this is a few episodes I've got recorded today. It is now sort of getting on for nearly 4 o'clock time. I was going to say I need to go and start thinking about what I'm making for dinner, but I've already got spag bol for dinner tonight, cooking, so I don't have to rush off. I might actually be able to record another video after this one, which would be very handy. And I can double check before I record that one how many I've actually recorded at this junction in time. Have I got 3 or have I got 4? Because I did record one last week, which I haven't yet edited and rendered, but hey, we won't get into that conversation at this time, because sadly this video has gone a little bit long. So once again, ladies and gents, I'm going to say thank you for joining me here on the channel and watching the content. You are an absolute awesome support for doing that. You know, every video you watch, every like you give me, every comment you leave helps this channel out massively, and I thank everybody for that. So please keep doing it for as long as you possibly can. I will see you all soon back here on Riverview, where we will be in November next time round. We will be in November, and yeah, hopefully we'll have some harvesting to do, and we'll take things from there then and see what's left to do here on Riverview. So everybody, take care of yourselves, stay safe, goodbye.